Hi, good evening and good morning, Cause the Talk Shows family, wherever you may be. For those who don't know me, my name is Nomsa Clara Minde. So I'm just here for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, to talk about overcoming everyday racism and also how to stand up for yourself and others. So, in a world of hate and discrimination, it can be really, really difficult to know what to do. So on this video, I will show you how you can stand up for yourself and others in the face of everyday racism. So I will explore the difference of type of racism and how to confront it, and how to be an ally to those who suffer from it. I'm going to also provide the advice on how to start a dialogue as well, expressing yourself, and in those difficult situations, and also how to live and grow in a world that can be full of prejudice. So I'm gonna cover 4 keys. Hopefully, I'm gonna have time to do that. The first key is to actually identify and confront racism whenever it is encountered. But you can't confront racism if there's gun involved, if there's knife involved. I will advise that party just walk away. If you witness somebody going through, assist that person, make a phone call. And sometimes it can be difficult to get uncomfortable to identify and confront the situation when it counters. But the most important thing is you have to stay calm and unemotionally gather the information as possible. And it's not easy because sometimes there are some police departments that are racist. But if you ring the police and gather as much information as possible, and take the necessary steps that are needed to actually protect others through that difficult situation. If you have a mobile phone, you can go and hide it somewhere and take it and film it. As long as you're not in danger. But if you yourself are confronted with it, depending with how many people that are actually confronting you or are actually attacking you through racism. So I will not advise you to actually hit anybody back. I will not advise you to actually speak the words of hate, because a closed mouth sometimes is a blessed mouth. All I'm saying is gather as much evidence and then go to the police, and also understand. The key number 2 is understand the different types of racism and discrimination. It is important to understand the types of discrimination and be able to actually effectively confront it. And this can include the interpersonal racism, it can include institutional racism, it can include structural racism. The list goes on. It could include racial racism, it could include discrimination that is embedded in the system. So it could include so many things. So have the ability as a person to actually access a resource so you can actually have an opportunity to help others who are in silent, and also understand the racism at work and discrimination within workplace, and just gather as much information, because if we don't have people speaking up for others, we're not going to stop it. Racism happens in so many times in our faces. And also stand up for yourself. Number 3 is speak out boldly and stand up for yourself and others. It's very, very important to speak against racism and discrimination in difficult situations. It's important for you to stand up for others. And also, whether you're white, if you see somebody going through racism, don't just stand there. Do something that can help that to stop that. I know there are so many white people who are helping Black people to actually fight racism. So you can help by, I wouldn't advise to confront people, because you don't know. Somebody might have a knife, somebody might have a gun. All I'm saying is gather the evidence. When you see someone through racism or any crime happens, all you need to do is gather the evidence and staying safe. I wouldn't say go confront people. That wouldn't be a good idea. But ringing the emergency, the emergency police, and ask them to come to the scene. People don't do it, but if you do, you could save a life. And gather facts of the evidence and this and understand the law as well, and prepare yourself to actually face the situation, and focus on the facts and the injustice in that situation. And number 5 is be an ally to those who suffer from racism and discrimination. What's going on here? Okay, I hope I'm not live on. Okay, yeah. So be an ally to those who suffer from racism and discrimination, and be willing to speak for them, for them, and be willing to actually be the voice and help them to lead in their lives. Because some people, when they go through that, they struggle a lot in finding their own voice, lead from within. So be somebody that is a champion in that person, whether no matter what background you come from or what color you may be. All we need in this world is freedom. And I just pray that one day we will become as one, we'll be seen as equal. There will be freedom for our next generation, our children and grandchildren. They will have freedom. That's what I pray. That's my prayer to God, that one day that God will find a way and maybe things will change, because we are all the same. So God bless everyone and live with grace. If you have a comment, please feel free to comment. Or if you have a story about the experience that you have gone through when it comes to racism, get in touch with me. I'd love to hear your story. Live with grace and God bless.